Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I'm working on the new journal called Poetic Rust. I'm really excited about this and I'm so happy that I'm in the mood to create again. I was going to talk a little bit, just ramble as I do sometimes, and I thought that while I'm rambling and talking, I will create. The first thing I wanted to show you is this gorgeous stamp. I don't think you've seen that one yet. So, yeah, that one was originally $5. It was actually on sale in the scrap exchange because it never did sell. It was on sale because it didn't sell. Yeah, those little A's and E's make a big difference. Let me take the price tag off. So we have a color system in the store. Price tags go down in price as they get older, or items go down in price. I love this. I can't believe that I didn't notice it right away, and then suddenly I saw it on the shelf, and when I saw the green tag, I couldn't believe it had been hanging around for that long. But there she is, beautiful as she is. And again, this book is just going to have a lot of, it's going to be grungy, and as the name implies, there's going to be rust, maybe a lot of rust color. There is going to be grunge. I've pulled out some craft items that are sort of in a color palette. I have a lot of black pens and pencils. I've got brown and tan and gold and metallic paint. Let's see, where's a good brush? Let's see how this one does. I definitely want to stick to a color palette as much as possible. There might be the occasional diversion with color, which is of course very interesting sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and get this page painted up so I can set it aside to dry a little bit. And I love the way that side turned out. You probably saw on the first video where I wrote the words Poetic Rust, and I don't really like the solid black marker, so I just glued a piece of clear, what is that? I don't think it's vellum, and it's not cellophane. What is that word that I'm trying to think of? Anyway, taped that over, and I do like it a little better. I love the way this turned out as well. So these are some of the Anna Griffin die cuts. You remember the orange that was around the edges. I just went over everything with some white acrylic paint. And then I'm okay with this side for now. We might do a little bit more to that before it's over. All of these pages are going to be 5.5 by 8.5, pretty much, because I'm folding standard paper in half to get that. So that way the journal's going to be a little bit bigger than that. That's left over from a previous IMAGE-ZINE, and I think I might use that. It is raining out. I don't know if you can hear the rain. We need it. It's amazing how quickly it gets dry when the sun comes out. I did want to talk about something. I'm not a minimalist by any means, but one of the things that I discovered during this prolonged break at home with the pandemic or whatever is that I have too much stuff. And I don't think I noticed it when I was out working and shopping and constantly bringing new things in. And I can tell you for sure there was more coming in than going out all the time. Even though I donated a lot and would do destashes all the time, there was still way more coming in than going out. And it was inspiring me to bring new things home. You know, we get inspiration when we look at things. That's one of the reasons that nature walks are so amazing. you get inspired, and that's just, it's one of the best feelings ever to be inspired like that. I am just, let's see, what do I want to do with this? I don't know if I should put glue on the back of that because it's going to come through both layers. But I'm going to keep digging through this stack of stuff that I have to the side. I found though that once things stopped coming in, there was not any fresh inspiration coming in, and I had so much stuff that I was uninspired. Now, I was glad to have materials to work with, and I did clean. I purged a lot of things. I like that and that. But I still had way too much stuff, and I would look around at everything and just feel just burdened, very, very overwhelmed with the amount of stuff. So I have decided something that I already try to practice, and I know I've said this before, if it doesn't knock my socks off, I don't buy it. Let me grab a ruler. But I know in my heart of hearts that I relax that rule a lot. I know I do. And it's one of the reasons I've ended up with so much. I have found, though, that anything that I have to stand and look at and say, well, I might use this for this, I can't buy things like that anymore. And I have a lot of items that are in colors that I don't really care for. You know, I wasn't a big, like, big blue, that's funny. I'm typically not drawn to too much blue. Now, I wear certain shades of blue because I have blue eyes and I have a winter complexion. But the colors I love most, I love grunge. I love black. I wear a lot of black. I always have. And I like silver. I love white gold, although I can't wear it because I'm allergic to whatever that is in the, there's something in it that I'm allergic to. So I'm just really digressing and going all over the map. But the colors that I'm drawn to are like in front of me right now, except yellow. I'm not really drawn to yellow, but he's coming off of there. He's going to be in this book. This was a really cool greeting card. And it's going to come apart for the sake of the book. But I've decided to, I've continued to clean out. I'm beyond deciding. I'm in action. I have taken out bags and bags and bags. And I actually have a large de-stash box right now. I cleaned out a whole box of things. So it's all sorts of ephemera and scraps of paper. So, you know, if you're interested in it, I know sight unseen, it's $20, and that includes free shipping. I will try to get to showing that maybe in the next couple of days. I have some gorgeous fabric that I just purchased, and I'm going to be using some of that, and I'm going to have some wonderful fabric packs. But getting back to minimalism and having too much and being uninspired, I think that one of the reasons I got so depressed during this, you know, not a quarantine, but a staying at home, isolation, self-isolation, is that I was just surrounded by way too much stuff. Way too much stuff. What is that noise? And stuff comes in a lot easier than it leaves. And some things are valuable, some things are very much worth having. You know, you don't have to look at them all the time for them to be valuable, but stuff, just stuff, it starts to be really draining. And it takes forever to go through it. If you've ever watched Hoarders, and you've seen that it takes 3 days with a crew of dozens of people working around the clock to get rid of things. I'm one person, and it has taken me hours to go through some of this stuff that I have, and it's all good stuff, but I just feel like life is so short. I know that I have certain looks and certain colors and certain genres of literature and music and certain clothes, certain things that I'm drawn to and that I like. So I'm going to really just focus on building more of what I think is really me and what I really love, and not spend any more time bringing in and sorting things that I don't like, or that don't make me excited. You know, I have a business and I've put together packs, so that's definitely been a cause for bringing things in, all sorts of things. But I'm going to have to cut back for a good while and just focus on what really makes me happy. I'm doing it with everything, with clothing, with my art, with the art that I produce. And that said, I'm not going to do any custom orders for a while. I have a couple of things that are ready to go out that were previously ordered, and I'm still going to list things in the shop, but I'm overwhelmed with trying to put things together. And again, part of that has just been my depression, and I'm okay. I hate to keep harping on that, but I felt like I had to bring it up one more time just to explain why I'm making some of the choices that I'm making. So let me put over here. Come on. One of the things I'm trying to do too is use up some stuff. But this brings me to another topic entirely. Well, it's not another topic entirely. It's in the same vein of thought, but it is a different, we're talking about different subject matter, different items. I was thinking today about clothing, and I was just looking at all of the piles of things that need to be washed, and I have a really kind of a dirty job because I process donations, and a lot of times I have to sit in the floor and clean up shelves, and I sweep, and I bought a mop to keep in my section and a little bucket. So I mean, I love it. I love what I do, but when I leave work, I have to go straight in and get a shower. And that's even more important now that we're dealing with the COVID stuff. So I like that. So that seems to be the only thing I can say right now. I'm looking at all the clothes to be washed, and I'm thinking about, you know, every day there's so many things that I dig through to get to what I want to wear, and I've pared down, way down lately. I've even talked about that. But I wonder how brave I would have to be, and I wonder what it would do, what it would mean if I sat down with a list, so like if I said I'm gonna have like 5 pairs of leggings and, you know, maybe 3 cardigans and so I love camisoles. It's not camisoles. I hear it pronounced both ways. It looks like, so let's say camis. So if I love to wear those. If I had 5 of those to go with the leggings. And then I have a lot of black lace tights. They're not even really lace, they're cotton. And it's like a knit pattern. They're really beautiful. They don't always look wonderful with what I'm wearing, but I wear them a lot to cover my legs because I am 57, and also because they let my skin breathe. They're cool. So what if I had like 5 pairs, of lace tights, and what I really need are some white ones. I need to order some white ones to make me happy. You know, and what if I had like 7 pairs of socks? You see I'm getting lazy there. You see my point, right? So what if you could get it down to, and I love infinity scarves, but what if I said, Lynn, you only need 4. So 4, what is the symbol for infinity? Is it something like that? 4 infinity scarves. And what if I just was really brave and let the rest go? What if I had 1 really good pair of boots? You know, what if you, so that's 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. And of course then you've got t-shirts and blouses and dresses and, you know, I've got paint all over my hands. I think you know what I'm saying though. I have a lot of things and it's so hard to do when you get into your closet, or at least it is for me, and I'm really brave. I start out brave. But then I get into actually cleaning and I'm just not brave enough to let everything go. I see a dress and I think, oh, but I love this, you know, and even though I only wear it once a year, and then there will be another dress that is the same, even though I only wear it once a year. I don't know. I'm wondering how I would feel if I made myself pick out my very most favorite things so that when I open the closet, there are only, you know, 50 things, and I mean everything. I'm talking about undergarments, I'm talking about slips, I'm talking about socks and tights, or maybe say 100 things. There's no telling how many I have right now. What would that do? You know, what would that do? Do you think that would be something that you could actually accomplish, and how would you feel about that? And then I could set up a rule so that, like, if a new infinity scarf comes in, 1 has to go. What I should really do is get rid of the old one with words and wear the new one. I wonder if we appreciate things more when we have just what we need. I wonder if I'm even making sense. That's going to be a cool page. And, you know, I love this too. Let's do some cutting. I'm going to keep cleaning out. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm truly going to go through my clothes. I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to make myself do that. I mean, I work at a thrift store, for goodness sakes. It's not like there's not going to be anything else ever coming in. Oh, look, I love that. And let's just... tear right across there. We'll save this little sweet face for another page. So I've made up my mind, just sitting here talking, that I'm going to do it. I'm going to get really large trash bags. Oops, that's not the brush I want to use. Or is it? I guess I could use, I know I use my brush sometimes for Sculpey, so glue just seems like it gets in the bristles, and the next thing you know, you have a ruined brush. Well, you've probably done it now, but it's a little late. So I'm going to do that. I wonder how many pairs of, oh, and another thing. Good grief. Let's just have chaos. Let's just have complete chaos. Another reason that I want to do this is to make it easier to keep up with everything. I have so many clothes that I can go for a long time without washing clothes, and it makes me really lazy. So I will end up with 5 loads of clothes. 5 loads of clothes that are dirty, nothing to wear, and aggravated because I know that I have something on the schedule that I would really like to have one thing particularly that I want, and I can't find it. I can't even find it going through piles and piles of stuff. So I'm just thinking out loud, and let's put some, what color is this? This is rust. Just add lots of drops. I love that. I need to get all of my rusty hardware out, and something I need to keep remembering is to leave enough of a margin here to sew my fabric strips on. I really do like this. Let's see if we have some. Is this black? That feels like it needs. And that looks blue. I do not want blue. I don't. I don't want blue. Go away. Like, it's just my mood. Like, I don't even want to see blue. Well, actually, it's kind of pretty, isn't it? Maybe I spoke too soon. But I really don't want it in this book very much. If we end up with a drop of blue, you know what I did? I mean, I'm in such a mood. I just threw this thing in the trash can. I'm not trying to be wasteful, but this is a really cheap little stamp pad, and it's pretty much, oh, see, it's pretty much just dried out. But I don't know what to do. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's quite ridiculous. I wonder if that's black. That looks green. What in the world? That can't be green. Is that really green? I wonder if there was something already on the stamp. Isn't that crazy? Does it just look that way? Let's just wash the stamp pad off really good. Oh, look. That could be why it looked like that. That's kind of pretty though. But if I'm going to have colors blending and doing their own thing, I want a color palette. This has got to be green. That's interesting. That doesn't look green. Well then, we won't be using you. And you know what? I'm done with both of those. I've got a big bag of stuff that's being donated. So we'll let go of those, because I'd rather work with things where I know what I have. This is a pretty, that peacock, That's really pretty. It'll be fun to start binding this, and I know really soon I need to pull out and look at fossilized amber's pretty. I don't want any green or blue in this, or pink, but brown is good. All those colors are good. What was I saying? Can hardly even think lately. Oh, it'll be fun to start picking out the covers and make the cover for this book. I can't wait to show you the fabric that I have. I wonder if this is the one I want to be using. I would like to have some text, but I don't know that I want that plain on there. New Perfection. I need to wash all of these off. I'm still using these CD, what are they called? Like the little diskette storage containers for stamps. That's worked out really good for me. And let me tell you, we are having lots and lots and lots and lots of stamps donated. And you know, there is a reason. It's because the little very flat acrylic stamps take up less space, and they're very popular. So we are constantly getting wooden stamps, and I think the wooden stamps are so pretty. That's pretty. I'll just press the paper against the stamp pad. Put some water in that. I probably shouldn't do that, but it's not going to change the color. The stamp pad is a little bit dry. These are kind of hard to store. I mean, they take up space, but there are some really, really gorgeous stamps available, as you've already seen with this one. And another one I got recently is this little feather stamp. So I'm going to spray it off. I think it looks like I have green on that. Where's all this green coming from? I wonder if it's from a mixing of colors. Look at that. It looks so red, but it's the orange. Some feathers all the way across there, and then maybe that's pretty. I like the way it made that really brighter in the center. This is still not dry. So how many pages do we have so far? I think I need, let's see, 10. I don't know. I'll have to decide how many pages I'm going to put in. So I need to decide how many of everything I'm going to have. I don't know. You know how it goes. You might have one pair of jeans that you really, really love, and then a few pairs that are just, you keep them, but they're not really the best. So I wish she wasn't glossy, but I do like her. And you know what? If she gets on my nerves too much, I'll cover her up. So we made a little bit of progress. I'm going to spread these pages out on the floor to dry and pick up some of this stuff. I bet I got paint on this. Of course I did. But I'm not, am I using that? No. I'm using this. These are little French cards. There's some of these in the next, in the fun packs I'm working on. I'm so happy to have some energy back. And I feel very, very excited about cleaning out and only having things that I love. Life is just too short. It's just way too short. You know, to waste time going through things that you don't really like, to pick out your favorite of what you don't like that much. And I just don't want that. I don't want to settle for things. And again, I don't mean that in a spoiled way. I have had to make do a lot in my life. And I've never really been handed anything. I went to work when I was about 15 years old. I paid my way through college working full-time. I paid for my own vehicles. I even paid for part of my dental work to have braces. Very young. So I don't mean it like that. I just mean that, you know, we do only get one life. So if you have a choice, isn't it better to maybe spend $30 and get something you absolutely love and you know you will wear completely out, or that you will look at every day and be in love with, or that you will read from cover to cover, you know, or that you will cherish? Isn't it better to do that than to spend $30 and end up with 6 things that you kind of don't like? Or to not wait for the perfect thing. I've bought things before just because I wanted something. And it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I settled. I'm going to be finishing up here really soon. And I don't know if I have, oh, that might work. But, oh, that might work because I'm going to have the fabric strips. Oh, with the 100 dresses. Well, I'm probably going to put something on front of it. I do love that color, though. So that's a contender. I know that won't fit. Just go through some of the covers I have here. That's pretty. That's not bad, but I don't know if I want the red. So I don't know. I probably should say, you know what, since this doesn't just grab me, it's not even a choice. That's one of the things I'm talking about is I think if you negotiate, if something doesn't just completely grab you and then you negotiate and you settle for it, you're not as happy with something as you would be if it just grabbed you and you said, oh my gosh, this is it, I love that. That's not quite big enough, although those are kind of cool, but I don't want the green with this. That's not big enough either. I could do this and have something on the front. I may have to find something. That's not going to be big enough. All sorts of things here. That's pretty. That's so tiny. Tiny, tiny. Old photograph book. Jay, I think you sent me some of those. And there's a, oh, I forgot about that. I bought that from the scrap exchange. I guess somebody painted that. I'm sure they did. It wasn't me. They painted a book cover. I forgot, totally forgot I had that. I just like that design. Okay, well, you know, from what I have on hand, it's going to have to be, but that, I wonder if that's tall enough. It is absolutely, it couldn't be any shorter. Well, that's in the running. What I might have to do is just either construct something or keep my eyes open for a book at work. That will work. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you really soon. Bye for now.